Hello, everybody. Welcome to Unscripted Access, the GamerAccess.com's premier gaming news podcast. I'm your host, Bronze Fiore, joined by Brandon Smith.
Hello. Am I like... Because you always say I'm your host. Just you. I feel like I'm on this enough that...
Okay, my
It
co-host,
shouldn't be... Yeah,
Brandon
it shouldn't
Smith.
just be I'm your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by Brandon Smith, because I'm like pretty much always on this at this point.
So, yeah, we had another week happened. You finished Tetris Effect, did you?
I did. Oh my god.
Fucking such a good game,
What a good
bro.
game. That last level was fucking insane, because it's like 90 lines.
It took Steph and I an hour.
It didn't take me that long.
It
took me 2 tries.
To be fair, we kept swapping, so... Like, you couldn't get a new, like,
right.
them. But anyway, yeah, like...
It took me 2 tries. I was fucking so immersed in that game. I've shown everybody this game so far at this point.
Please tell me you've played it with headphones.
No, I played it on Ray's big-ass TV with the volume very loud.
Okay.
I will play it with headphones, though. I'm definitely... this is going to be...
This is...
Okay, like, I'm a big fan of Tetris. I love Tetris. Everybody knows that about me at this point. It's like probably one of my top 5 favorite games on the NES. This is like I kind of need a Tetris game on everything that I have, just so that I can like have Tetris to play, because sometimes I'm just in the mood for that. I'm very fucking glad I didn't cheap out and go with like just a standard ass Tetris that you can get on every system.
Yeah, because
I'm glad that like
incredible.
Yeah, because it's a $40 title. That's kind of a big commitment for a Tetris game.
That was like the big thing for me. I was like, fuck, dude, that's kind of pricey. Like
for a Tetris game, that seems like a bit much.
But like, I was extremely
Have you
happy.
done theater mode yet?
No, I've only done Journey.
Theater mode is cool because you can just like kick back and like, because when you're doing Journey and you're like playing through it, unless you're playing with someone who will switch, you don't really get the chance to like soak in the visuals and the music as much, because you're like so busy like trying to clear the stage, and the game does get really hard. But like in theater mode, you can just kick back and like watch the visuals, listen to the music. You can kind of control how fast or slow the...
So one thing, my ideal way to play that game that I found at least was I turn off all the fucking lights.
Right.
I put on my nice ass 5.1 headphones or turn up the sound bar like crazy.
Right.
And just like zone in.
This game may have sold me on a PSVR.
Yeah, same.
That may be my next big purchase.
Same.
Like,
it got me to buy a sound bar.
Yeah. I may end up just getting, because I've always been in the mode of like, everybody I know is like, don't get PSVR. If you're going to go VR, you may as well just get a Vive and whatever. And my thing about it is like, yeah, in an ideal world, I want a fucking Vive, because that is the coolest fucking thing on the market right now. But
space and
it's so expensive. I mean, your PC could probably handle it.
Yeah,
like no problem.
Fine. My laptop can handle it actually even.
I don't have anything that could run the Vive. The Vive is such a processor intensive fucking piece of hardware that like, even some of the lower end games that you could play are like still kind of like heavy on your PC. You know, it like takes its toll. You need a good graphics card. You need a dedicated graphics card, which I don't have in my laptop.
Yeah,
you need plenty of RAM. You need like just all this shit to like just get it to run.
Right. It is I would say, how much is the Vive itself nowadays?
I think it's like $700 still.
So like you need at minimum $1,700 and a like 12 by 12 room.
I think if you're gonna do a Vive anyway, you're gonna want to build the best PC you could absolutely.
So you're looking at like $1,500
just for that.
Yeah, because
you need something that's gonna be like. I mean, this is going like right on your face, and it's supposed to immerse you, so you can't have like too many like frame rate dips. You can't like
turn stuff down.
Yeah,
well, because if you have frame rate problems, it just creates like nausea.
Yeah, it's just gonna make you feel sick, and it's gonna kill immersion if you feel sick. Like
so, like at minimum, you're looking at like $1,500 for a good PC. I just don't build for Quinn.
Whereas with the PSVR, you don't even need a PS4 Pro to do it. That's why the PS4 Pro is out there.
Because it gives you the VR experience on that is a lot honestly, like for sure.
My brother has PSVR and he just has the standard issue PlayStation and he runs it just fine.
Yeah, it runs fine. Like,
I'm honestly like anything that I'm gonna play on this is gonna be like Batman Arkham VR is something I want to check out. Obviously, Tetris Effect. I want to see Resident Evil 7 in VR. I want to see
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber. I hear that it's better on the Vive for the simple fact that like you can't get sound packs on the PlayStation version. Like
yeah,
it only comes on.
Also, like VR is very visual intensive, and I've had everyone who's played RE7 on the PSVR be like, it definitely takes a visual hit to run. Like
I've also
not just frame rate, but just
right, like the
muddiness.
graphics. Yeah. Although I have heard that that's like kind of the way to play RE7 because it's just so much more immersive.
Well, of course. Yeah.
What I like about the PSVR over things like the Vive or the Oculus Rift is that even though you can use standard controllers for those things, it's not really the way to play those games. Yeah, They're meant to be played with the handheld controllers
or
and
the
like
PS Move or.
So the PSVR, you don't. It gives you a PS Move, but like a lot of the times these games will just run on the.
I love how the fact that they fucking repurposed.
They still got those. I know.
I have one. I have one from the PS3.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine for VR. I mean, I played Fruit Ninja with them, and they work fine.
They were fine for.
It's just funny that they're still around.
Like they're repurposing.
They're pretty much tailor made for VR. Like they came out to compete with the Wii
and the Kinect.
And
then
more so I think the Kinect than the Wii.
Yeah,
but
they were really like comparatively to the Wii, they were really impressive at the time.
But nobody bought them. Just like it's like the iToy. Like the Kinect is basically a souped up iToy. Nobody bought a Kinect. It came bundled.
I bought a Kinect for a game,
which is
Dance Central.
Dance Central's good.
That game was fucking awesome. Harmonix, like,
but I mean, like, no. Best dancing game, no.
Yeah.
DDR Supernova.
Okay, I meant like motion control.
Yeah, like, but DDR Supernova, you can't give it best dancing game. DDR Supernova exists. Anyway,
but like the Kinect for me was like this, like I was not sold on it until I went to PAX and I played Dance Central 2 and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wasn't it came bundled with everybody's Xbox, which I think is if you bought it at launch, which I think is like why everybody has a Kinect, but nobody uses it except for the mic. Nobody uses it for like the motion controls or anything. Like I wanted to play Dragon Ball Kinect, but I heard it was shit.
It was shit, yeah.
Which sucks. That's like such an easy game to make for the Kinect and make fun.
Here's what I used it for. One, I used it for controlling movies because like you'll lose the remote and like you don't want to run down the battery on your controller, so you're just like
Xbox Play
pause, Xbox Play.
Right, that's what Dimitri uses his for, is basically for that.
I like that, Dance Central, and like in Mass Effect 3 you could call out like squad orders.
Right.
Like, so like you would say, Kinesis, and then like, or you'd say like Liara Kinesis, and she catches Kinesis.
Is there a Just Dance on Switch yet?
Yes. It was a launch title.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising. It would have been surprising if there wasn't. Just Dance is okay too.
Yeah. It's alright. It's not. Dance Central.
It's
Dance
not
Central, like, actually tries to teach you how to dance. It's
a little bit. Well, yeah, but it has it's easier for that.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, with Just Dance,
it's just one.
Well, because you have the motion controls as opposed to the camera, so it's a little harder. Kind of surprised Nintendo hasn't tried to do, like, a Kinect peripheral for the Switch yet.
I'm sure that's somewhere in an R&D lab for them. Somewhere.
Yeah. They still got to soup up the Switch and make a Virtual Boy, too. Or something. Okay. Nintendo's gonna get into the VR thing at some point. It wouldn't surprise me if their next console was all VR.
Nintendo's MO though is always like
innovation over
like affordability over tech.
Well, I think less than affordability over tech. It's more so than because Iwata was really big on like you don't need the best graphics or the best specs to like make a game fun.
The thing is, ever since the DS onward, they've always gone like not the highest end spec, but like always done like some interesting, unique, innovative idea.
Right. Well, so like
sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't.
The more cynical perspective would be that it's all about like affordability over tech, but I think the more accurate perspective for them is that it's all about innovation over just purely like making things pretty and making them big.
But they also want to make a product that is like $300 or less.
That's the idea is that like with the Switch, Iwata's goal was, or with the Wii, Iwata's goal was to make a console that a mom could have fun with. Because in Japan, it's like moms are constantly trying to take video games away from kids, and they're like you get X amount of time with it. I mean, it's somewhat like that in America, but in Japan it's like a lot more strict about it. So like, if you can make a console that even mom could have fun playing, then you've truly appealed to everyone in his mind, and I think that's a great philosophy.
And then there's like, and then DS was similar. Wii U was.
This is something
weird.
that Iwata brought to Nintendo that I think, I mean, it still lives on in their companies like MO, but I think it's something that like a lot of other companies could emulate, which is the idea of innovation over just making because what we're seeing a lot nowadays, set aside games like Red Dead 2 or Spider-Man or what, even Spider-Man kind of blends into this like bigger like landscape of like open world, the idea, the goal behind most games is to be immersive and technically impressive, but I feel like you end up becoming a lot more immersive if you focus more on like building a solid world that's like just fun to be in. And Spider-Man has like great like travel, right? And some of the combat mechanics are so much fun, but like I get lost more so in those things than I do in the story with Spider-Man, where like some of the story beats like the Mary Jane stuff take me out of it a little bit, and they're just like a lot of the open world games.
The
like that.
list of games that I have found truly immersive this generation has been very small.
Same.
It's like Mario Odyssey,
Breath of
the Wild,
2 big Nintendo games,
Red Dead,
Tetris. Tetris Effect is
different
immersive. Thing.
Super
fucking immersive though.
Yeah, like Bayonetta 2.
Another Nintendo property.
That's a Sega property.
Yeah, but it's like Nintendo, isn't it? Like by the time 2 rolled around, like
no, it is owned by Sega still.
Is it?
Yeah.
But it was like exclusive to the Wii U, wasn't it?
The second one was.
Yeah, you said Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, so Bayonetta 2 is exclusive to the Wii U, and now it's on Switch and Wii U.
I'm just saying, like, they're
like.
You're kind of like, if anything, just like proving my point a little bit, I guess. Because like Red Dead 2 is the exception for me as well.
Titanfall 2.
Right.
Like, but it's a very fucking narrow list of like AAA properties. Like, as much as I love,
kind of what I'm saying though is like,
I agree. Oh, yeah. Not so much for its fucking story or narrative at all, but like Metal Gear 5. Because of the way all the systems feed into each other. And
I don't think, like, the narrative... I think... Because when we did our Game of the Year podcast recently... I don't know if that's out yet.
Yeah, it'll be out by the time this is up.
Alright, well, we did our Game of the Year thing, and I remember Tori kept, like, bringing up that she just felt like we played games differently than she did, and I kept having to assert the point that, like, for me, it's not so much about like this game is more fun because of the mechanics and this game is more. I think like it all depends on the game, and I know Bronson very much like a technical guy. Like
yeah, absolutely.
We kept joking that his favorite Marvel movie is Ant-Man, which it's not, but it's just like funny.
I like that movie a lot.
He
it's
does.
Not my favorite.
But like it's. Bronson's not like a narratively driven guy. Like if a story has a good narrative, or if a game has a good narrative, it's like a bonus for him, but it's never the thing.
Like unless it is just fucking just killer. Like that was actually Red Dead 2 was a good example of that. Like what was another game that's just story just fucking blew me away. I'm trying to remember. There aren't many.
Again, like Breath of the Wild to me has
Last of Us.
Yeah,
that was one that like I'm like holy shit.
Breath of the Wild to me has an insanely good narrative, and it's not like a wholly original narrative, but it's one that like first of all is new to the world of Zelda.
Yeah.
Original concept.
Ganon 1.
Fucking fantastic like world building just within the like you wake up and you know everything you need to know about that game going into it like right from the get go. But then even beyond that, like, the more you discover about the narrative, the more it incentivizes you to look at the world. And to me, like, that's the perfect example of immersion. Like, I will always go to games like Breath of the Wild or Final Fantasy VII or, just these games that, even though Final Fantasy VII is ancient and by today's standards just absolute shit in terms of, like, technical specs and battle system and whatever, like... nobody will ever be able to convince me that like they played through Final Fantasy VII and weren't just completely fucking into what was going on.
Well, yeah, it's just like the same thing. Like
Ocarina of Time's a good example. I talk a lot of shit about Ocarina of Time, but it's such a fucking good game because it's so like
it draws you in a way.
Yeah, yeah, and that to me is there's a difference between like immersion in terms of like just from a story or just from a gameplay standpoint, and like total immersion where like...
Because I think that Spider-Man is a case where like its story is why I was drawn in.
Its story is why I was drawn in, but it's also what kind of killed me. Because like, again, like so much of the story was great, but then like you got to things like the Mary Jane stuff was fucking just obnoxious.
The levels were annoying.
Yeah. I liked her as a character in the game, but like when they made you play as her, it was like... It just completely sucks you out of it.
Momentum killer from hell.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the kind of shit. That's the kind of shit for me that like pulls me out of a game like Spider-Man, which like by all means could have been game of the year for me, and just ended up not being.
There were only 2 Mary Jane / Miles scenes because Miles has a similar gameplay. Later,
right.
That really dug me. One is when Miles is hiding from the Rhino.
Yeah.
Because then there's like this, because you're powerless and fucking weak, so you're like, okay, the Rhino is actually a threat to me.
Right, right.
And then Mary Jane in Grand Central Station, when she is directing Spider-Man what to do. Like, I was like, okay, this is fucking cool.
That's a clever use of the character, but like, when you're just in Fisk's fucking house, or his museum or gallery or whatever, and you're just going through all the shit that he has. So fucking boring.
Fucking awful.
I remember the 60-minute access that like was falling asleep during that. Literally.
Yeah, that was not great.
Not a good episode. Not a good showcase of the game. Like
everything else, like the combat's fun, the swinging's great.
Yeah, and then for some reason we did the Mary Jane stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's a part of the game. It's hella boring, but like not a great showcase of the game at all.
And then there's so little of that, but the core story for that's so fucking good.
Right.
But like those parts do. The stealth in that game as a whole is not fantastic in any means.
Not every game needs to be immersive either to focus the conversation up a little bit. Just like our game of the year was Dragon Ball FighterZ,
it's not a game about immersion.
It's not a game about immersion. That's more of like for me that game won game of the year because it's the only game I kept going back to consistently all year.
For me, it's because it got me into the padded walls of the training room asylum and has me in there every week with Robert going, okay, what is the B&B I'm learning this week?
Exactly, like that's a game where like I guess the immersion would come from like learning the mechanics and learning the combos and just understanding more about this game that on the surface seems so simple, and then like the more you dig into it gets more complicated. It's a different kind of immersion because you're immersing yourself in the culture of it more than like the game itself.
Yeah, like it's the culture of fighting games and then like the core mechanics of the game itself. Versus, which is why it's so hard sometimes to, like...
These Game of the Year things are, like, difficult, because, like, Tori was consistently feeling like she didn't really have, like, a platform, and even when we gave her a platform, it seemed like she didn't feel like we would listen to her anyway, which...
Well, it's already hard because you have 6 people with wildly different tastes.
Right. 5 this year.
Well, Tori's representing
6
Ren.
for Ren, yeah, but
it's
kind of hard to count Ren when she's not there.
But still, like 5 to 6 people,
right?
Who all have wildly different tastes, and then you factor in the fact that
it doesn't help that me, Bronson, and Ray end up kind of like falling along the same lines with a lot of stuff. We spend more time with each other than anybody else in the room at that point did. So like.
And then
we already knew, kind of, before getting started,
if we can convince one other person,
right?
This is a super majority, and it goes through.
And again, we already kind of knew, like, before getting started, like, what we were going to back for Game of the Year, just because, again, that is the game that all 3 of us were playing all year.
And are fucking still playing!
We're still playing it, yeah.
Like
that's the game that, like, got us excited about fighting games. Even Bremen, who was, like, kind of, like, he seems like kind of whatever about the game now. Like, watching Bremen pick up this game and just fucking learn it instantly and just go insane about it is, like, so thrilling.
But, like, Bremen's Game of the Year was Red Dead on his personal list.
Of course, yeah.
And that's completely understandable. It's my number 2. The only thing on that list that honestly surprised me was Ray backing Assassin's Creed as hard as he did.
Yeah.
Like, he was just like I really liked this game, guys.
I don't
and-
like Assassin's Creed enough to want to visit that world.
And then the other one was how far Monster Hunter got. Like I thought Monster Hunter and Spider-Man were gonna swap spots.
You thought Spider-Man was gonna be number 2?
Yeah, because Ray.
Because we started it, we like went into the chat room and Ray and Tori were already like, all right, let's just give it to Spider-Man and call it a day. But I knew Ray was gonna end up backing Dragon Ball.
Well, because I mean that game is the one where like because Spider-Man may have been Ray's number 1, and Red Dead may have been mine. Red Dead wasn't mine, but it was this fucking
it was super close, yeah.
Like, I literally could have done a coin flip the night I wrote that script, and it would have been fine.
Right.
But, like...
I kind of already knew, like, Dragon Ball was going to be my number 1. Like, none of the other games, like, convinced me that they were...
Well, because...
The only game that I probably played as much as Dragon Ball is, like... Nothing. The closest it gets is, like, maybe Smash. And that's just because, like, unlocking those characters is a fucking quest in and of itself.
I put 200 hours into Dragon Ball. No other game came even fucking close.
Right.
Red Dead's the closest at, like, 60.
Right.
You know, and, like...
I played a lot of Smash, but again, like... And I'm still playing Smash, too, but it's like...
Yeah, I'm still...
You gotta play it with
also,
people.
But, like...
It's not...
Yeah, it's not like Dragon Ball. I'll play by myself.
I'll play by myself. Yeah, I almost exclusively play Dragon Ball by myself.
I will go into training mode and be like, all right, I've nailed Gohan's basic. I need to nail Kid Boo's basic. And be like, down medium, standing medium, double tap, jump.
I think Smash ended up kind of a little too low on the list.
I
know most people are, and this is again like this is the taste thing. But like for me, it's like it's another Smash. It's just another Smash. But it's also kind of the Smash to end all Smashes. It's such a love letter to the franchise and to just video games in general. And on top of that, like, even with Dragon Ball, like, people don't get nearly as hype about this shit as they do Smash. Like, I'll play Dragon Ball with a bunch of people and they'll be like, oh, shit! Like, but with Smash, it's like everybody who's playing is screaming at the top of their lungs. Everybody who's watching is fucking getting into it. Like,
I think it honestly depends on the room. Because, like, if you go one of those Reno crew meetups and you get, like, a 1-3 comeback in Dragon Ball, the room goes fucking insane.
But that's different. That's a different setting. I'm talking about, like, you're playing in a house party versus playing in a tournament.
Yeah, in a very...
So that's, like...
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet, like, if you put Smash in that same setting and had, like, a similar outcome, the room would go...
3-stock, 1-stock.
Yeah, the room would go even crazier. I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. But also, like, the crowd that you're playing with is different, too. Like, Smash is
inherently more accessible.
It's a party game. It's an easier party game. It's got characters that everybody... I mean, everybody knows who Goku is, but not everybody loves
Goku. Versus everybody loves somebody on that Smash.
Like Mario, Sonic, Pokemon, or Pikachu, like Link, fucking...
Ryu.
Samus...
Fucking Bayonetta,
yeah,
Snake.
There's so many characters on there that literally everybody loves. Like, everybody loves Yoshi.
I don't love Yoshi.
I love Yoshi. I'm tired of his ass, but I still love him.
I like using him to get over large pits.
I just mean, like, I like him as a character. I think he's an iconic character design. He's a great, great iconography.
He's a great sidekick.
Donkey Kong. Everybody loves Donkey Kong.
I'm one of the 5 people who have played Tropical Freeze.
Everybody loves Sonic. Well, everybody has like some sort of.
Everyone has some character that
everybody has some sort of like love for Sonic.
This goes back to the taste thing. Like all 10 games on there are great, and it's just a matter of.
It drives me a little bit crazy that everybody was like, it's just another Smash, because I'm like, yeah, but it's the Smash.
The thing is like
I'll probably never play. Until they come out with another one that adds even more, like, I'll never just be like, I want to go back to Melee. Or I want to go back to Smash 4, like...
There are crazy people who will go back to Melee, but that's a different story.
Fuck those guys. Like, nobody gives a shit about it. Nobody gives a... If you still play Melee, I want you to know that nobody loves you.
That's what I'm titling this podcast. If you still play Melee, nobody loves you.
Bro, if Smash Ultimate has come out, and you have literally every character from fucking Melee...
Oh, God.
And just, if everyone, literally everyone is here, you've got all the stages, you've got all the characters, you've got the fucking classic mode.
Different rule sets, no wave dashing.
Slightly different balancing things and slightly different rule sets, but whatever, who gives a shit? It's just a better game.
That's the well. I mean, that is
Melee looks like shit now.
that is the balancing act of when you have 5 people and different tastes. Because
Smash
So,
4
like-
was better than Melee.
It was.
And this fucking eclipses Smash 4 in terms of quality.
So
your Melee is trash. I'm not going to give this up. Melee sucks. I hate Melee now.
normally this is me.
I hate Melee now. Smash Ultimate has made me despise Melee. And it's not that game's fault. It's the community's fault. Because there are still assholes out there who's like, it's not Melee.
There's still assholes out there who are asking for that on Sunday at Evo, and I'm just like,
I know.
why?
Bro, if you still love Melee...
No other community does this!
If you still play Melee as obsessively as you would have fucking before Smash 4, then you're probably also still...
You don't see the Marvel community being like, let's play Marvel 2 deserves a Sunday
and
spot.
here's the thing. If your rule is that in order to take your virginity, they have to beat you in Melee, dude, you're never going to lose that virginity. And it's not even because you're good at Melee. It's because you have that as a rule. It's because you like Melee.
And you don't shower.
Girls like Smash Ultimate. I'm just kidding. I can't say that.
I was going to say,
that's not a very definitive
at that
statement.
party, they enjoyed it, sort of.
They were having fun.
This goes back to the
Everybody always wants to play at least a round of Smash Ultimate, alright? But not everybody wants to play fucking Melee.
But, this goes back to the thing of, you have 5 different people with different tastes. And,
Look, motherfucker! They gave you your GameCube controllers! You can play with the same controllers!
You're not letting this go, are you?
It angers me.
But no, cause I would personally I put Smash above every game on that list except for Dragon Ball, Red Dead, and God of War. So for me it was number 4. For you it was number 2. For Ray I don't know what number it was.
What? Smash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
and again it was only number
it's number 8.
We all rank our titles differently, but it ultimately boils down to what games were the most fun.
Yeah.
I mean it's a game. This is something that fucking what's his name? Fucking Beyond Two Souls, fucking Detroit.
David Cage.
David Cage doesn't understand that a game's supposed to be fun.
Yep. Or well written.
Or I mean, it doesn't even have to be well written.
Or
if it's fun enough.
Or have good VO.
Look, you could be a fucking Resident Evil. The OG Resident Evil has fucking the worst voice acting in game history.
Yeah, man, but
what a fucking solid
when
game.
your game's whole thing is I'm going to tell a great interactive story. It's going to be just like a movie. And the writing is so fucking bad.
Right.
That's kind of a problem. That's I'm going to make a great open world game, but the open world sucks.
Bro, I've seen so many conversations about this Detroit Beyond Human game. On Twitter. Just countless discussions about all the narrative flaws and everything. And to be David Cage in this world right now must be terrible.
Because
here's the thing. He probably won a lot of writing contests when he was in school, probably got told all the time that he was so creative and imaginative, and his concepts are dope.
Yeah.
Detroit Beyond
any
Human,
good hack.
That trailer for Detroit Beyond Human was really cool.
That
initial trailer that was super controversial.
Kara, the robot getting disassembled. Yeah.
And then apparently that's not even the whole game.
Yeah, that's
the thing that pisses me off. You could have made the whole game about that trailer.
Okay, so you know what? No, the thing that drives... So, the thing is, he's always been a hack. It's just that,
They should put Kara in Smash Ultimate.
That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
But no, his first game was fucking terrible. His second and third game were, cool ideas and passable enough that, okay, he's getting there.
Right.
And then you get fucking Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human, and they're both poorly written shit, and this is the first 4 the general public didn't know.
Yeah.
This one they have discovered, and I am just so happy.
Beyond Two Souls was pretty controversial for its time, too. Yeah. But it was largely because of Ellen Page, so that had nothing to do with the game itself.
The game is also a poorly written piece of garbage. That's
the whole thing about that was The Last of Us was teased around the same time as Beyond Two Souls, and
Ellie looks like Ellen Page.
Ellie looks a lot like Ellen Page. Ellen Page is actually in Beyond Two Souls, and thought that it was fucked up that they used a character that looked a lot like her, and she didn't want to detract from Beyond Two Souls, which had Willem Dafoe in it as well.
Yeah, he's the one good part of that game.
Yeah, I like Ellen Page a lot as an actress. I think
She
does some really
just
good
doesn't.
stuff.
She just doesn't do great in that game.
Right? Yeah. Some things aren't.
You know,
Some things don't match.
The thing is I don't think you could find the fucking greatest actor in the world and they couldn't do shit with that script.
That's.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Like Willem Dafoe is an incredible.
That's like Dragon Ball Evolution bad.
Like Willem Dafoe is an incredible fucking actor.
Yeah.
He does the best one, and even he's just like, ugh.
He's like, am I really making this shit right now?
Yeah.
I was the Green Goblin once. Like,
yeah. We made a bunch of jokes about that. Just like, I'm here to, I'm
in
here.
spite of everything they've done for you.
So, I don't know, like, this is your first game of the year. This is my 8th. Yeah, so, you know, like...
I had fun trying to sift through the, 5 titles that came out this year to come up with a list of 10.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thing. I put, Beat Saber on there, and,
this was...
fucking... there were a couple games on there that I put on there, not because I felt like they deserved to be, heralded and praised beyond recognition, but, because, there weren't a whole lot of games that came out this year that I played, and a lot of the games that I did play were just fun.
I had when I went to make my favorites list for the year, I had a list of 19, and 6 of those were remakes, and I don't, even though it's not a rule for the personal top 10 lists, I try to avoid remakes or remasters.
I think the remasters thing makes sense.
And it's...
We've had this debate before about the remakes, but...
You know, but either way, I try to avoid it. So I was like, okay, I don't want to put Bayo 2, I don't want to put Shadow of the Colossus, I don't want to put fucking Burnout Paradise.
Right. I avoided... well, I didn't really play... I had fucking the SNK collection was really good, but I didn't put that on there.
But, I got done in my final 12, and, 2 of them were the remakes with the Street Fighter collection and Burnout.
Right.
And the reason, and Battle for Azeroth. And I put Battle for Azeroth even though, it's kind of, it feels like Legion light.
Right.
It feels like they kind of stripped out a lot from Legion. Still good, but not as good. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's it was a really down year. Because we had, I think, 27 to lower down to 10?
I think it was less than that.
It was 25.
Yeah.
It was in the mid-20s. You want to know how many we had last year? 58.
58. That's a lot. And that's the thing is last year was a fucking phenomenal year for gaming, and next year's shaping up to be pretty fucking solid too.
We are getting a 5th Devil May Cry.
We're getting Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay, but Devil May Cry.
But Kingdom Hearts 3 is actually coming out, and it'll be next month.
Devil May Cry is out in March. And I'm so ready.
Resident Evil 2 remake looks fucking incredible.
It does look really good.
We're
getting a No More Heroes game next year.
I know.
Fucking yeah, baby.
I know. They need to re-release all those for the Switch.
Yeah, I just want HD ports of all those.
I want them on the Switch.
Yeah.
Perfect console to do it with. They started out on the Wii.
Yeah,
put them on the Switch.
I'd be down for... I just want HD ports. If I can get them on the Switch, I'll get them on the Switch. Absolutely.
I think that would be the ideal way to play them, because they can only look so good on the PS4, whereas on the Switch it'll look...
Looks good.
Pretty solid, yeah.
They did that PS3 HD port. That was good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Catherine Full Body looks pretty solid.
That's a thing.
It's like I don't know what you would consider that as a remake or a remaster, but it's
that's like a remaster with new content.
I would put it more in the category of remake than anything.
Well, I'd probably say that's in the category of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah,
which is.
But there's a whole third story in that though.
Yeah, but Persona 4 Golden has 12 hours of additional shit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I want to play it first and see how much the extra content changes the game.
And then, we have Sekiro, which looks great.
Rin is a dude, though, for sure.
DOA...
Rin has a penis.
Probably.
Guaranteed.
DOA...
There's no probably about it. That's a trap. I know people don't like that term, but I'm okay with it when it pertains to fictional characters who don't have feelings.
Yeah, DOA 6. DOA 6 is coming.
That's going to be great.
Sekiro's coming.
Sekiro, that's right.
Neo 2.
Are we getting Samurai Showdown next year?
No, that's 2020.
Fuck!
I know.
Hopefully we'll get more news on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
This podcast is running really long. We should get into the news.
We're gonna get another season of Dragon Ball, hopefully.
Yeah.
We're getting another season of Tekken, but it doesn't have Kiryu, so who cares?
Let's jump into the news.
So yeah, I'm gonna go over this. So way early in the week, right before Christmas, a Dragon Ball fan's worst Christmas nightmare happened, which it was getting pulled from tournaments. It got pulled from Anime Ascension, which is Arxis' big anime tournament. It got pulled from Evo Japan. It got pulled from some other pro tournament saying, sorry, due to unforeseen circumstances, and no one knew what the fuck was going on.
Right.
Everyone thought it was Toei, but Toei doesn't control the video game rights. They just control the anime rights.
Right.
Then they're like, okay, it has to be Shueisha.
Or Bandai Namco.
Or Bandai Namco. But that doesn't make fucking sense, because Tekken tournaments are still happening, and Soul Calibur tournaments are still happening.
Right.
So, Shueisha. And there's this big thing about, first off, people are super pissed at whoever, people who signed up for those tournaments are pissed off because, they booked a hotel and they paid for planes to go fly to fucking Japan to play this game professionally, and,
now they're not getting a chance.
Yeah. Shit like that. And then it's like, as a person in the Dragon Ball community, it's like, well, fuck, there's not going to be tournaments now, and then, because they want money for them, I guess, and then there's all this shit that's just, related to, the, possible death of this amazing fucking game.
You know what reminds me, what this reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of, when Nintendo started pulling all of their shit for, Let's Players.
Yeah, something similar happened for Melee.
Yeah.
Back at EVO 2013, something similar happened with Nintendo where Melee won the vote to be the ninth game.
Yeah.
To be at the EVO main stage because their community raised the most money for charity. And
they're crazy.
Because they're fucking psychos, but those psychos did their part.
Yep.
I donated $5 for a chance to get Killer Instinct or Windjammers on there. Did not happen.
No dive kick, huh?
No, but Windjammers is pretty sweet. I've never showed you Windjammers.
No. We should get Sailor Moon at EVO.
There's a side tournament for it.
Dude, I want a legit Sailor Moon tournament fighter. If Arxis could do a Sailor Moon one next, I would fucking be over the fucking moon. No pun intended.
I'm trying to think of I just want a better Marvel vs. Capcom.
I want a good Sailor Moon or
DC versus MK.
Nah, they got Injustice. I'm totally satisfied with Injustice. I don't care so much about that. Let's get a really good Sailor Moon game or I don't know, a fucking a better Castlevania fighter or something. Judgment had cool art, but it was shit.
Anyway, but back to the original news story. Tournaments are getting shit canned. The Evo guys are talking about shit, dude, this game might be one and done at Evo depending on what's going on here.
Let's get a really good tournament Ninja Turtles fighter.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, anyway, sorry.
But back in 2013, this happened with Melee. Nintendo was fucking cease and desist. You cannot run this at the tournament.
Right.
And Evo's just sorry guys, gotta cancel. And the community threw such a bitch fit that Nintendo's we changed our mind, you can stream it and run it at tournaments and whatnot. Which turned out to be real fucking good, because the next year, Smash 4, they were hyping up the esports for that fucking big time.
Yeah.
So
well, that's because Nintendo, at some point along the way, realized that, the hype around a game is just as important as, the marketing or pre-release for a game. You can't really, make money off of a game without... That's the reason why League of Legends is so big.
Well, I mean,
their, Worlds event is, always fucking massive, and,
I mean, how many people, watch a hype-as-fuck League match, or a hype-as-fuck Smash match, or a hype-as-fuck Dragon Ball Street Fighter match, and go, dude, I want to learn to play that.
I want to play that game, yeah.
Yeah, the Daigo Evo Moment 37 has gotten thousands, if not millions of people to go learn Street Fighter.
Right. Yeah.
Go watch, Maximilian's fucking Smash, or not Smash, Dragon Ball match before it came out, or, the Goichi Leffen match from Evo this year.
Right.
If that doesn't make you want to learn fucking Dragon Ball, I don't know what will.
So for the sake of
moving this along a little bit.
Moving this along, yeah, and they're
nobody's really sure what's happening with it right now?
they were until this happened. Harada, who is known for running the Tekken series, put out an open letter to address concerns. He is now the leader and supervisor of Bandai Namco's fighting game esports strategy team, and that supports all 3 of their major titles. They'll continue in next year. So they're going to feature official tournament support for DBFZ, Tekken, and Soul Calibur as possible, and continued support for smaller / community events. So I'm going to pull up the letter itself.
Just skim through it.
No, it's short. To everyone in the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Tekken, and Soul Calibur community, I want to notify everyone that I become the leader and supervisor of the Bandai Namco fighting game esports strategy team today. Of course, I'll continue producing the game as well. At first, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to everyone who held and or participated in various tournaments this year. We at Nano Namco are committed to expanding the horizons of both tournament and community scenes of these 3 franchises. We're already planning to have as many official tournaments as possible next year while continuing supporting tournaments held by community. Furthermore, as we are dedicated to figure out ways where we can assist tournaments and community activities in the future. If you have any questions or inquiries about holding or participating in tournaments in your area, please contact the Bandai Namco office in your respective region. The conditions and languages may differ between areas, so contacting local offices is highly recommended. We'll continue to bring the ultimate experience through Bandai Namco fighting games next year. Thank you. You may also recognize him as the gentleman who, at the Tekken 7 reveal, wore a shirt that said, "Don't ask me for shit."
So Harada is in charge of it, and now
tournaments.
he's saying to ask him for tournaments.
Yeah.
That's all it sounds like.
I want him to wear a shirt that says "Ask me for tournaments."
Yeah. I think the main thing he's trying to say here is that like they want to know about it is basically all it is. So all these people are just like throwing up these tournaments and like they just want to know that it's happening so they can be involved in it in some way, which I think is commendable. But I think
well, and also for a tournament like Evo, they might want a cut of the pie.
Well, of course, yeah. Like anything that they're involved in, they gotta get something out of. It's just like
it's either that or what happened is like people were fucking firebombing them and Toei, and like they went to Shueisha and said, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right.
You know, like we got season 2 coming out like a month and a half.
So
what the fuck is happening?
So it sounds like this is damage control.
Yeah. Like it sounds like
I think
we're still gonna get our tournaments.
Right.
But
I think it's good to have it's good to have to express an interest in being involved in the community that your game built and that you would like to foster that community. I think that's commendable and admirable. I think the best way to go about it would be to just how do I put this? Like, the best way to go about it would be, instead of saying, like, hey, hit us up before you do these tournaments, like, kind of incentivize the community to want to have your involvement. Like, maybe if they hit you up, you provide them with, like, equipment for broadcasting or some sort of
something like that,
like money in the pot or something like that. Like,
well, like
give them a reason to want to like
Capcom
hit you up.
does basically.
Yeah, because
like in spite of times like Capcom's stupidity, they have been very good about that.
Yeah, if you hit us up for this, we'll throw some copies of the games at you, some season passes, like you know, like
because running those tournaments is not fucking cheap.
No, because you have to either know someone who has all the shit. Like, a lot of these guys just have all the shit now because they've had to go out and like buy like 4 or 5 PS4s at a time.
Yeah, like if you know anyone who runs tournaments, they own at least 4 PS4s.
Yeah, or
Xbox Ones.
Yeah, it is not cheap at all.
Yeah,
because you can't just have like one match at a time. That would take fucking days.
And then like, so this is good. It's it's a breath of relief for the Dragon Ball community because like,
hopefully something good comes out of it. Like, I'm gonna say it's like still early days for.
Yeah, like I have like a sigh of relief here, like as like
I think maybe they should have released this statement before they going out and doing all the dumb shit they were doing, but
I honestly think it was Shueisha, the owner of Dragon Ball Overall, doing it, and Namco being like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, look, we run the video game shit. Just look, here's a cut of the pie. Shut up and let us go fucking run business.
Yeah,
we got we got a new movie and season 2 out in like a month and a half, bro.
Right? Yeah, it would blow to like have like such a finally have like a great Dragon Ball tournament fighter, and then just like fucking completely bury it under the weight of just like people's greed.
And then like no one will buy season 2 because they're like, well, how the fuck am I gonna play? Like,
I mean, I'll buy season 2.
Like, we'll buy it, but it's like not as many people would because they're like, well, I can't play it at fucking tournaments.
Yeah, it would kill the momentum of the game. For sure.
Like it's like it would, if you just play it online with friends by yourself, yes, fine, you wouldn't care. But like a lot of people in the fighting game community who like the game enough to play it in a tournament are a lot of the community for that game.
Oh yeah,
and like, a lot of those tournament matches were floating around Facebook getting people to buy copies.
Yeah, for sure,
for straight up, and like that's,
I know people who went out and bought the game like after Evo.
Yeah, and like personally, like I am planning an Evo trip. And I am fucking hella gonna buy season 2, but if that was not gonna be at Evo,
yeah, if Dragon Ball's not at Evo, I'm not even gonna consider going.
I would have to. I'll need to find out if DOA 6 is at the main stage, because if DOA 6 is there, then okay, fine, I still have a game I'm good enough at to fucking compete.
Anyway, that blows.
Massive fucking.
Sorry, I'm not trying to. We're kind of running low on time. I'm like.
Massive sigh of relief there. Hopefully it'll be a good. Speaking of DOA 6, it's rated M. Shocking.
Nice.
No one at all. Other M-rated fighter next year is MK11. Once again, no shocker there.
Right.
So we got a new Street Fighter character. His name is Cage. He is basically Oni and Evil Ryu put together.
Looks cool.
He plays just like those two characters put together, along with, we'll run a little bit of video of his setups here while we discuss what he is.
Is it Cage or Kage?
People have been pronouncing it both. It's probably Kage.
It's Japanese, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Why is this Ryu just jumping?
I'm pretty sure they're talking about something...
like technical shit?
Yeah, because, so... Yeah, like that they're showing up as different setups and combos here. From what I got to see in Max's stream and whatnot, and from what little I got to play of him, he's like fun, but they made Ryu viable again. Like Daigo went back to him, so I'm like, all right, cool, my character's back. I don't give a shit about DLC characters now.
Right.
Also, he looks dumb as hell in his face, and I'm like, why didn't you just do Evil Ryu? Like, why didn't you just do
scroll
Oni?
Up to his face?
Hold on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go.
He looks okay.
The horns are weird. I'm just like, why did you make this new character when Oni and Evil Ryu exist? Why do we need third Evil Ryu?
Right. 'Cause edgy.
Dumb.
Anyway, that's neat.
Also, Street Fighter V is skipping the season pass this year. They're just going to be releasing characters throughout the year at $6 each, or 100,000
They're fucking
money.
getting real greedy with this shit.
They'll be able to purchase individually. We have no plans to offer a season pass for DLC 2019 season. Characters, they haven't even said whether there's going to be a full 6-character season again. They've just said, hey, we're going to...
Capcom is fucking up with Street Fighter. Like with the in-game ads last year or last week and now this, like it's that's pretty shit.
Yeah, and this new character is not like last year you launched with Sakura and Blanca, 2 fan favorites.
Right.
And now you launch with discount Evil Ryu.
And at a fucking higher price than both of those because you can't get the season pass.
Yeah, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, that's a little fucked.
Well, good news. Street Fighter V in-game ads are gone after the immense pissed-off backlash.
Right.
So, your in-game ads are gone, boys. Sponsored content no longer fears, which is to be expected. They're gone. They haven't really said anything about it. They are going to still have those skins in the game if you want them. Ono, the creator of Street Fighter, says, we will continue collecting everyone's feedback to consider how we can improve this new feature for players in the future.
Maybe just don't do it. People are already spending so much money on your game, maybe just don't do it.
So why don't you, how about instead of making a game that plays like this weird Street Fighter Marvel hybrid, you make a Street Fighter game, and let me run this one by you. Make a roster that is actually good, like Street Fighter 4. Though I do like G. G is cool. He has been a great character. But you want to know what character isn't in this game? Dan. Dan is still not in this game, and we are on Season 4.
Yeah. This game is doing good right now.
It's frustrating, because like, as a Street Fighter fan and a Street Fighter player, it's so frustrating for me, because it's very similar to Destiny, where there's like this really good competitive core that's a lot of fun, but everything surrounding it is just horse shit. Like, it's like digging through a mountain of feces to find a diamond.
Right.
Like, is the best way I can put it.
Next story?
Yep. So, Bloodstained, that Castlevania-like, is coming next year. It's going to be coming to the closer next year. However, similar to how they had to drop Vita and Wii U support, they are dropping Mac and Linux support for backers. Due to challenges supporting middleware and online feature support. People who plan to play this game this way, they are going to be offering a refund or giving you the ability to get the PS4, PC, or Xbox One versions. So, yeah. Yep. Yep.
Does it really matter?
I mean, like, if you wanted to play the game that way... And I know a lot of people who don't have Windows, but they own Macs. That's a game that can definitely run on a Mac. So that's kind of a bummer that I hope that game turns out good. We'll see. Alright, so this one has been kind of fucking massively huge. So, Nintendo. Persona 5 on Switch.
It's pretty much happening.
It's like...
This is good, because I haven't played this game yet.
This is great, because I actually kind of discovered something about myself when playing Into the Breach and Pokemon and Octopath Traveler. I'm way more willing to put up with a grindy game if it's on a portable.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can play it while doing literally anything else.
I fucking hope this is the thing.
So, yeah, like, because they did this big... So, Joker's...
Look at how cute fucking Sakurai looks standing next to fucking Morgana.
So they did this big video of like, oh, Joker's coming to Smash. That's really cool, right?
I want that shirt.
And recently there was a slew of domain names registered for like P5.
I want that shirt.
Including one coming to, including like P5U, which people speculate is the fighting game, as we said last week.
Right.
And P5R, or like remastered. And so yeah, They had Sakurai come into Atlas, and they showed...
And that's just the trailer for the Smash thing again.
Yeah, and they showed Sakurai... They showed a picture of Sakurai eating Joker, and they showed, like, a bunch of P5 stuff with Sakurai there.
He's got to be a fan then, huh?
And Kirby next to Sakurai. So, I'm just saying...
It's going to happen.
A company doesn't put out a 10-minute video...
Talking to the fucking one of the Nintendo heavy hitters
for just a character.
Right.
You didn't see
Sakurai just looks like a sweet boy. Like, look at his face. He just looks like mom's special little boy. You know what I mean?
You didn't see this shit for like other Smash DLC.
No, yeah.
Speaking of Hideki Kamiya, speaking of Smash, this is one of the next news stories. Hideki Kamiya put out a poll on Twitter like, hey, of all my characters, which of these 4 would you want in Smash? Amaterasu, Dante, Beautiful Joe, or Wonder Red?
Beautiful Joe!
Beautiful Joe, please, for the love of God.
Beautiful Joe!
You can even do an Echo Fighter of his girlfriend.
It'd be fucking perfect for Smash!
Yeah. Or Wonder Red. Not Dante.
Dante would be cool.
I don't need more.
It'd be cool to see, like, Dante fight Bayonetta.
I'd prefer Amaterasu. Yeah, that last part would be cool. Anyway... So yeah,
look at Beautiful Joe for Smash.
Yeah, please. He was.
If we get Dante, I won't cry about it.
He was second place in the poll. Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe. Who was first? Dante.
Dante.
I wouldn't cry about it.
Third was Amaterasu. Fourth was Wonder Red.
Okay.
Because I'm one of the 40,000 people who played that game.
Right.
It's an awesome game. It'd be really cool if they ported it to Switch already, even though they rumored that as well. So yeah, and they showed him hugging Morgana in front of the Atlas sign.
Oh.
And then like the domain name Persona5 S.jp, and then Persona P5R, and then just look, man, it's happening. It's fucking happening. This game runs on a PS3, okay? Like, there was no fucking way this game
Did this game come out on PS3?
Yeah, PS3 version came out.
Huh.
Yep.
Weird.
So, yeah, no, fucking, this is happening. Alright, next up, PlayStation Classic. Sold incredibly poorly over the Christmas holiday that we have just had.
Wow, I wonder if it's because it doesn't come with the AC adapter.
Or any worth a shit games besides, like, Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear. Yeah, so they dropped the price down to $60. Someone opened it up and they also the emulation on it is poor.
Right.
Like for example, Tekken 3 uses the 50 frame per second European version.
Wow.
So all the moves are fucked. And a mediocre selection of titles which we've discussed at fucking nauseum. Also, someone hacked it, no surprise, and found a bunch of emulators for like Tony Hawk 2 and Symphony of the Night and like
All these games that we wanted on there.
wanted on it, but like didn't get done because of the licensing deals. Also, all the problems with this thing's like emulation, like how there's no CRT mode and shit, the things that are like in the SNES Classic, are shit that you can turn on by hacking it or just running an emulator. By the way, the emulation software is literally just PSX emulator. The one that you use on your PC.
That you like download illegally.
Yeah.
That's hella funny.
Well, not illegally. Emulation's legal if you own the hard copy.
But I mean, like the
Most-
one that everybody
most
used to
people-
fucking pirate.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy,
I'm not saying that like people used it illegally,
Right.
but emulation is legal. So
Anyway, that's garbage.
what the fuck? Just
But bump it down another $30 and I might drop it, or I might.
I
money
will
on
pay
it.
$20 for it.
I'd pay $30.
I'd pay 20.
I'd pay $29.99.
I will say this. I'll say this. What they should have.
So what's the point in making your console like $99.99 and not just $100?
It tricks the human monkey brain, and also it's like a reason for taxes as well.
Anyway,
Um,
that's just something I've always been curious about. Like why they ended at the .99 cents or 95.
it's a psychology thing and it's a tax thing, basically.
Fair enough.
So hold on, real fucking quick on this thing. This was obviously rushed.
Oh yeah,
If
they
they-
just did it because the Nintendo Classic exists.
If they would have just waited 6 months, put proper good emulation in it, got the licensing deals done,
Right.
this thing could have been fucking incredible and would have sold like fucking crazy.
Yeah, if they just got more games besides Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear,
Yeah, like
because those games are great, but they're
It's
not $100.
they could have put, Tony Hawk 2, they could have put fucking
Symphony of the Night.
Symphony of the Night, Twisted Metal, Final Fantasy Tactics, Crash 2, Spyro 2 and 3, Crash Team Racing, Street Fighter Alpha 2 and 3.
Right.
They did put Puzzle Fighter on it, admittedly.
Puzzle Fighter's good.
Yeah, but they had some good games on it, but not like the fucking classic.
Not $100 worth of fucking great games.
Yeah, and it was,
Especially when you could get half that shit on PSN for like
yeah,
10,
like
$15.
like if you own a Vita or a PS3, this shit is especially a fucking horrible.
If you own a PS4, you can get half this shit on PS4 for like $10-15 a pop.
Yeah, and if you own a PS3, you can get it for $6 each.
Yeah.
So fuck this. This thing. Even
Garbage.
that is the price of a full new game. You can buy a copy of Spider-Man for that.
You could buy Dragon Ball Fighters and the Season Pass.
Yeah, right now. So fuck that. Fuck this thing. It's awful. Last news story of the day.
More Fallout 76 garbage.
Just gonna.
We're still fucking talking about this.
The best part about this is this.
Did I tell the story already where I went into GameStop and like insulted Fallout 76 to someone who was wearing a Fallout 76 shirt?
No, you didn't. Go ahead.
All right.
Well,
Well, no, I didn't even notice the shirt. I noticed the hat, but I thought it was like Soldier 76 because
yeah.
the yellow and blue. But I went in and I was talking to my friend Erica who works at GameStop. Shout out. And we were just talking shit, and I started talking trash about Fallout 76 and how it was the worst game released in recent memory, and how the game is just absolute trash and it makes me want to vomit. And the guy standing right next to her behind the counter was wearing a Fallout 76 shirt and a hat that just had 76 on it.
Okay.
Like, he was into it, and he was like, oh. And Erica was fucking dying because I just, like, dogged on this game, this guy's favorite game, like, right in front of him.
I don't get why people like it.
I don't either. There's nothing to like about it.
There's like the soundtrack is really good. That's
Yeah.
it. But some positive news for people who fucking
Bought it.
suffered through this horrible fucking game. Fallout 76 players will get some free Fallout next year for their troubles.
Some what?
Free Fallout games.
Oh.
Bethesda Software said on Twitter that they're giving players on both console and PC the Fallout Classic Collection for free if they've played Fallout 76 at any point this year. Oh, good! I'm getting these for free.
So, like,
That's cool. Alright.
you're only getting Fallout 2, and Fallout Tactics?
I mean, those are 3 good games.
But they're the
two
only...
games.
You don't even get Fallout 4? Didn't someone find out that you could just play Fallout 4 on the disc of Fallout 76?
I didn't hear about that. But anyway.
I'm gonna look this up.
They're available on PC, but not on consoles, though they should run about any Windows PC in the past decade. This collection normally sells for $19.99 on Steam. It's currently on sale for $6 because of the winter sale. Also, Fallout 76 is currently on sale for $40, which is still like $60 too much for that game.
Way too much.
Dear fucking Lord. That was... Yeah, look up if you could do that, but, well, think of it this way. Alright, Brandon, I'm gonna tell you...
So all the article headlines I'm reading for this Fallout 4 thing that I just mentioned was talking about how, like, okay, like, Fallout 76 is based on plans for Fallout 4 multiplayer. Fallout 76 finally makes Fallout 4 settlements meaningful. I don't know about that. Boy, Fallout 76 sure is Fallout 4. Fallout 76 magnifies everything wrong with Fallout 4. Fallout 4 teased Fallout 70. It's just...
Okay, you can... Yeah, I got it.
It's just all that. Basically, what I had heard from somewhere was that Fallout 76 was built on pretty much all the same engine and assets of Fallout 4.
I mean,
and
yes.
so, like, a copy of Fallout 4 exists in some capacity on the disc.
I'm going to give you a positive spin on this, though.
All right.
The people who bought this game and are still playing it can stop playing it.
And play Fallout.
And play 2 very good classics.
Which are Fallout and Fallout 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those games are actually pretty fire.
It's just like bullshit that they don't have... Like, the Classics collection should include the more iconic ones, too. Like New Vegas and 4.
Yeah, sure. Those
and
games...
I feel like it's not a very good trade-up.
If you're gonna include like the classics, then you do 1, 2, 3 in New Vegas. I feel 4 is still too new.
It's too new, but also like you're like, good news, you'll get to play all these 3 like really old games that are like, you know, probably only gonna sell for like $40 anyway. Like,
well, I just said the collection of those 3 games currently normally goes for $20.
that's so stupid.
The best part is though, well they've been touched up, but still.
Right.
But the best part is you want to know how much you can get them for during the Steam winter sale that goes on for like another week and a half?
I'm gonna guess $5.
$6.
$6 total.
Yep, for all 3.
Good shit. Good shit, Bethesda.
So
You're doing
instead of playing Fallout 76 and paying $40, which like I said is $60 too much,
yeah.
you can pay $6 and play 2 pretty good games. I don't know how Fallout Tactics is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like cool that they want to give players an incentive to apologize for this shit, but they're going to be doing damage control for this until like Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
What's that game called? Starfield? Starbound?
Yeah. Starbound.
Yeah, so which once again that was a nothing trailer.
Yeah.
Why do people get
hyped over just the Bethesda name?
just a panoramic landscape shot in Elder Scrolls 6.
There's some really big Elder Scrolls fans.
I used to be one of those people.
I'm like whatever about them, honestly. Like, Morrowind was cool.
I really liked Oblivion a lot.
Oblivion was cool. Skyrim was kind of whatever. I feel like Skyrim was super fucking dope when it came out, but now it's just like been played out to death.
Yeah, because
It's like the melee of fucking open world Western RPGs.
because except it's been released on literally everything.
Yeah.
It is on PS3, 360, fucking Switch, PS4, Xbox One.
Mobile, I think, right?
It might be on mobile, probably is. And then there's 2 different PC versions.
Yeah, we're done with this.
Yeah.
We're done with Skyrim.
Fucking Lord.
Anyway, that was our show.
That was it. You can follow us on social media at the Gamer Access. You can follow us on Twitter at the Gamer Access, and
Just follow us, do the follow, do the everything.
And because this is now only on YouTube, please
subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe,
and turn on the notification bell, please.
and remember that no matter what anybody says, we love you.
Love you guys.